personal log. Start date 05/14/2024. Oh, I lost my stitch. I've been watching too much Star Trek. When I find I turn to it a lot when I'm feeling kind of depressed about the world, I guess. Makes me feel happy. It does. Okay, I have to make a decision. I'm working on this, it's actually turning out to be a really beautiful pattern. It's called an alpine stitch, and it's gonna be a mug cozy where it wraps around the mug. And I've already attempted one, and I felt like it was too short on the mug, so I'm thinking about adding an extra row and seeing what happens. This has definitely been a trial and error project. I got the pattern online and I do like it, but there's definitely, well, first off, I wasn't reading it correctly, and I was like, why is one side growing and one side shrinking all the time? And I was starting the row with the same stitch, but really you had to change it. And so that's been my problem. This is my second attempt. And the first attempt, I tried a different material. It's like a cotton acrylic blend, and this is just cotton, and it is really popping the stitch out. The other thing I'm not sure I like is how it attaches to the mug, but I'm gonna do it again, like the pattern says, thinking maybe the solid cotton will hold onto the mug better before I decide to go any more tweaking. It's been a lot of experimenting with this, and I realized last night that if I would have tried this project, I don't know, a couple of years ago, and it wouldn't have gone my way, like it didn't go my way the first time I did it, I would have given up. I thought that was a very interesting little thought. I would have been like, oh, this is too hard. And now I'm kind of like, oh, well, okay, well, let's try changing it this way. Okay, that worked, but that didn't. Okay, let's try doing it this way. Well, that's still not working. Let's double take a look at the pattern because this doesn't make any sense. Oh, I see, I didn't read it right. Like, it's been a lot of trial and error and a lot of, perseverance. That's what I guess I'm trying to say. Perseverance. One of those, like, even though it doesn't go your way the first time, you don't learn anything unless you try it again. And that's the point of not doing it perfect the first time, right? Hello, Mr. Train. So I'm trying again, and I have a feeling that this is gonna take me a couple more tries before I finally kind of really catches on. I'm really used to doing I do a lot of stuffed animals, but they're usually pretty basic stitches, and I use stitch markers to keep myself on track. This one, I'm not doing that so much. I'm just kind of relaxing into the repetitive pattern of it and just not worrying as much. It's been kind of relaxing that way. The other nice thing is that it's such a small project. It's kind of nice to if I wouldn't have gotten distracted with Captain Pike last night and Spock, I probably would have completely finished this last night. So it's kind of nice to have like a shorter project. It's a little bit of a more instant gratification than a stuffed animal that takes me a couple weeks. Which I just finished another turtle. I did one for my mom. For Mother's Day, I made it green. It was so sweet. It sounds like it's gonna live on her bed. Glad she liked it. It's very methodical too. Like, I can see why some people put like, I crochet so that I don't like go crazy. Because when I'm counting, when I'm just counting, it's very like meditative, right? It's definitely I think a form of meditation, especially if I am listening to an audiobook, because then I can completely shut my brain off, because lately my brain has been a little wonky. It is very much wanting to live in the past. In fact, last night I had quite the meltdown. A hidden meltdown. I didn't know it was gonna come. It just happened. I was rooting through a drawer for something and found something of Sarah's, a very personal thing of Sarah's. And first I was okay, and then I touched it. And I gotta figure out what I did here. Okay, I think I wailed. I have not cried that hard since probably the day she passed. Just wailing with crying, like just liquid, just ugh. It was a real ugly cry. It felt like it was needed though. It felt like it's felt like that for the last few weeks, like something's been building up, and she's been in the back of my mind, like constantly. She's been there. I haven't really felt like I've been able to get a mental break from it. And I'm hoping last night was enough of a release to kind of help me through whatever I'm going through, which I am positive it's attributed to the fact that we are getting so close to when things just went really downhill for her, and I am really kind of starting to relive those moments, and I'm having to sort of fight to pull myself out of that, and some guilt on feeling like, see how uneven that looks? That's okay. I just can't quite figure out there's something I'm missing, but it's okay. But I think it's still pretty beautiful. At some point I'll figure that part out. And I keep losing a stitch and gaining a stitch, and I can't quite figure out what I'm doing. But if I do it enough, I'll figure it out. What was I saying? Sarah. Oh, I guess a type of survivor's guilt. It's a sense of I should still be sad, but I'm having moments where I'm not sad, and then like I'm like, oh, no, this is not all the time. This is just moments, and I am working through it. I'm just kind of verbally talking it out to not just like me process it, but maybe someone else is going through the same thing, because there's so many things that aren't talked about, right? That we need to know that there are other people out there experiencing it. You too. Quickly kind of transitioning to Oh, I'm happy. Wait, no, I'm supposed to be sad, because if I'm not sad, that's not honoring Sarah. I should be sad, because what happened to her was just terrible. But then I think that's ridiculous. Sarah would be so sad to know that that's what I was thinking, and then I'm able to like turn my thought process around. But and it's just something that's going to keep happening. I'm going to have to keep practicing flipping it. Yeah. It's always something to figure out. It's always something new. And or the same but a different, slightly different version. Like your brain has changed it a little bit. Thanks for listening, you guys. I haven't done that. I feel like I haven't done this in a while, where I've just kind of turned the camera on, not really known what I really I'm going to talk about, and just kind of just talked. I feel a lot of freedom in that. I need to start doing that more. Kind of like a video, a live video journal. And that's the point. That not only records my thoughts, but maybe my thoughts process is, relatable to somebody else. So I am gonna finish this row, and then I think it's almost time for me to go to the office. I feel a little bit of an earlier day today, squeezing someone in. So that'll be good. A lot of deep tissue today, so I need to, oop, that is the wrong kind of stitch. A lot of deep tissue today, so I really gotta strategize my energy output and how I'm gonna tackle that. A good 4 hours of it. So yeah, I actually have more in my mind than I want to talk about, but I gotta go. So, and you guys have listened to me babble long enough. You guys have a wonderful day, and I will check in with you soon. Adios.